some deflating offensive rebounds and the threes that gave them a little bit of a cushion. Offensively, early on, I thought the process was solid. We missed some open shots, that plays into it, but then that led to more mistakes going down the other end. And then their pressure, once they got up double digits, their pressure started to pick up. And then you do have to credit them. They took us out of, stuff we would like to get to. They were the more physical team. They bodied us, bullied us on screens, got through stuff, distorted screens, everything, flattened us out. Once we got past that first 6, 7, 8 minutes of the game, so you have to credit them for that. They were the more physical team, the team with more, physicality and force on both ends of the court.
Some of it's missed shots, but what did they do differently on Tyler that maybe made him less of a playmaker today and maybe forced him?
Yeah, they stayed at home a little bit more on the shooters, but it also depends. Like if we executed with a little bit more intention, if it would have loosened up, we won't know that answer, necessarily. Once they started bullying us and bodying us and getting us out of any kind of trigger or action, it was easy to flatten us out at that point. Nobody was open, and we were left, end of possession with just going one-on-one or dribbling through against, all their size.
The switching at times still seemed to stagnate them as they kind of chased matchups, but they ended up with a pretty high offensive rating either way. Did the one-on-one defense have to be better, or were they just making?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. I mean, they played with a lot more force than we did. This is who can get to who. This is what it sometimes ends up being in the playoffs, and they definitely got to us. Started with on the glass, that just gave them a little bit of life. Once they get to that, those are momentum shifting and enthusiasm inspiring plays, when they're flexing and doing all that stuff off of second chance opportunities. That's natural. Every team does that. But that kind of fueled them. Then they got easy ones, either from some mistakes or lack of communication. And then it's the one-on-one. They have that ability. You have to check the boxes before you earn that. And then you have to do what you have to do, to get that stop. And none of it's easy. We're capable of doing it, but we didn't check a lot of boxes before we got to that. So you're dealing with a lot. They have some very good shot makers.
Is Duncan just at a point right now? It's just hard to get him in there with this situation and his back. The limited minutes tonight.
No, I was looking for some kind of spark once we were down 20. Duncan's not going to make an excuse for it. I'm not going to make an excuse for him. We have our guys. We have enough to get the job done. And we understand the challenge, and that's what our competitors love about this series. We know we have to play hard, and we also have to play well. But at that point in the second half, we were down, 20. I was just looking for a spark.
And similarly, Kevin's minutes have been very limited. Is that just a matter of when you don't play zone as much, it doesn't fit? And your thoughts on moving Thomas in there instead?
Yeah, again, basically the same answer I just gave you. I was looking for a spark once we got down 20. This is not an indictment on anybody. Things move fast in a playoff series. It was tough to get a read on anything when we were playing out of that hole, for most of 3 quarters of this game. So we'll get to work tomorrow and work on getting a better version of ourselves for Monday night, which we're fully capable of. We understand that. We have competitors. Nobody feels good about this in our locker room, but we also respect Boston, what they're capable of. We know how we have to be connected and have an incredible disposition, also with discipline and making the right plays on both ends as well. All right, cool. Thank you.